Okay, we are officially freaky deaky live. Okay, that should do her. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another week, another episode, another lovely time in the Jimnasium. As always, I am your host, XFL Jim, joined by my lovely co-host, Chase, Lupine Fiasco Sesums. Before we talk about how the fuck we're doing, and we're doing great, I'm just going to say that off the bat. We're doing great. The Jimnasium actually has a sponsor now. We are sponsored by Manscaped. Go over to Manscaped, get their products. I'm hairy here, Chase is hairy here, but under the belt, it's fucking smooth as a turtle. And you know why?
Doesn't mean we got to be hairy everywhere.
Exactly. It's because we use Manscaped. And specifically, we use promo code XFL at Manscaped because it gets us 20% off and free shipping. So go do that. Watch the show. Watch the Jimnasium, and then the first thing you should do when you're done is go over to Manscaped, use promo code XFL, and get yourself some good fucking shit. The Lawnmower 4.0, I'm a big lawn guy. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it'll take those balls from rough to smooth pretty quick. And you don't have to worry about nicking them balls while you're in the process either.
No, you fucking don't. It's a beautiful thing. So anyway, how was your week, my man? How you been?
It was a nightmarish hellscape of back and nerve pain, but this is like the first thing I've done since Wednesday, so I'm pretty pumped to be back in El Gimnasio this evening.
Hopefully, this will be therapeutic for you.
It always is. It's like a cathartic scream session, you know?
That's what we try and go for. We're trying to just like bring the energy and just like get all the bad stuff out, bring all the good stuff in. I wish I could get my green screen working, but my internet has been shit for the past 2 weeks. So I haven't been like fully in the garage, but I had to make up for that in the mind and just with my pure energy right now.
See, Jim, you're doing me a service here because doing the show is like expensive therapy multiplied by just like a top-notch dump, just by a, cathartic top-notch dump.
It's, dude, there's something to say about like having a really good dump. I have talked with people about this in the past, and I feel like I'm in the minority here. I'm actually kind of a fan of having the runs, having diarrhea. This is a great way to start the show. Yeah. It like flushes my system. Like I run to the toilet. It's all out in like 2 seconds, and I feel great. That's how it goes for me every time.
I prefer like the colossal, like slow moving, like trying to turn an oil tanker kind of move. That's my go-to, I think.
It's not a bad way to do it. Then you kind of like you get the most out of your time on the toilet.
Yeah, it's the density of like an imploded star, just really, sounds like someone dropped a billiard ball whenever it hits.
You can pull up a good book, watch a good video, and you're just enjoying yourself on the toilet. It's a great time. Speaking of intense, I don't know if this if intense shits is the right like way to go into this, but intense. These fucking like last couple of playoff games, especially in the NBA, to my mind, have been fucking crazy.
Yeah. For one, the NHL has been nowhere near as one-sided. Nowhere near as one-sided as I thought that they were going to be. And
same.
I don't know, we'll jump into the NBA, but like the NBA playoffs have like they did not look promising, and they got way more promising in terms of how everything turned out.
Dude, on like in like the midpoint of these last series of the NBA specifically, I was not feeling hopeful. It seemed like it was just kind of like a blowout one way and a blowout the other way with a couple close games, but all of a sudden, these like, especially the game sevens, I went from like 6 o'clock to midnight instantly. We got someone in the chat. I'm a believer. What the fuck's up?
Oh yeah, this guy.
It's pretty telling. I mean, we were talking about poop, so it's okay for him to call us shitheads. That's fair. But fuck, these NBA games got me so turned, especially last night. Oh my god, dude.
That was an incredible finish. I mean, I think I heard someone say today that was only like the 6th NBA playoffs game 7 to ever go into overtime, which is impressive in its own right. But the way that it finished, the fact that, Kevin Durant, who basically was trying to will his team tooth and nail into the Eastern Conference, Eastern Conference Finals, like just didn't have the legs, just finally ran out of gas and couldn't get a good shot up. Man, crazy finish.
It's really, because he had the crazy shot to send him into overtime, which almost won the game, which I felt like I was on Twitter when that was happening. And I was just like, everyone, like the 2 timeouts beforehand were like, Kevin Durant is going to fucking make a 3 and win the game. He's going to make a last second 3 and win I saw it like over and over and over on the timeline. And I just was thinking, he's probably going to make a 3 and win the game. He does it. And I was like, holy fuck. The Bucks got so lucky. He was just 2 inches away from a win.
Yeah, even I think in the press the press conference after the game, he was like, I was like 2 inches away from ending their whole season, man. And I was like, yep. Yeah, KD, you kind of were there, but you gotta watch those tootsies. It's like every other sport, every other ball sport, you gotta watch them tootsies.
It's
gotta have elite level toes.
Hey, it just shows you. I will do a hot take. Kevin Durant, does he have the awareness to be a legend?
Ooh, X gonna give it to you right there.
I mean, yeah. That's my Skip Bayless impersonation for the day.
Yeah, with far less Botox, I'd like to say.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude, the guy's uglier than shit.
He's running into Crypt Keeper territory.
But even like crazy, like yesterday specifically, Saturday had like 3 crazy endings to games. The NHL game was insane. The almost make of the Lightning like backswing into it.
Dude, just 2 people were like, how did you have the wherewithal to do that whirling dervish of a spinning backhanded shot? And then the defenseman, like, amazing awareness to not only like, know that the shot was coming, but to get there and get down and not do it illegally, do it the right way, right? That, to save your playoff win. That was a hell of a playoff finish. Like, no way did I think that any of these games could be this good possibly. And it's like every single game has lived up to expectation, no matter what sport we are playing.
I'm actually so happy with the NHL playoffs because I was of the opinion that both of these were going to be pretty hard favorites for both the Lightning and the Knights. And I'm surprised probably more by the Canadians than the Islanders. The Islanders have been like able to tough it out, and they're a very physical team, and they're extremely fun to watch. The Canadians, I'm going to pronounce them like that forever. They are surprising me like intensely with how good they look.
With you, it makes sense that the Tampa Bay and Islanders series would be a good one because it's the classic conundrum of what happens whenever you match speed with physicality. Who wins between speed and physicality? And right now, physicality is winning. Doesn't mean it's going to win every single time. I could easily see that one going down to game 7. But I'm with you on the Canadiens. I mean, I believe last week I picked I didn't pick the Canadiens. I picked the Fighting Carey Prices. So I'm pretty happy that
he does seem to be doing pretty darn well with all things considered.
We've made a couple picks in the last couple weeks, and they're starting to come to fruition. I mean, we've been on the since my genesis on the show, we've been on the Bucks bandwagon and fear the deer. They're in the Eastern Conference Finals. No one saw that coming, but us,
the fucking premier sports podcast on all platforms. I must say,
that's right.
I would go as far to say we're even better than just any podcast. We're the best podcast. It's
we're the best cast.
Yeah, we're the best any kind of cast.
Yeah,
fuck you, SNL. Local
news. Fuck you.
Fuck it. Get wrecked. But I feel like it does feel like every kind of thing we try and bandwagon, it works out really well. I am hoping that all of these games go to game 7. That is my wish as of now, that all like these NBA games go to game 7. I mean, the 76ers and the Hawks are playing in game 7 right now. And
I gotta check the score because it was real close whenever I turned it off. But yeah, it's I see no reason why. Yeah, Atlanta's only up 3 with like 2 minutes left in the third quarter.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah.
It was what was yesterday? It was the craziness. So there was the NHL, there was the NBA craziness. We'll get into it later, but the Spring League Megabowl ended. The whole fourth quarter was insane. And then the College World Series game, the Vanderbilt, I forget who they were playing, but that game was like all of them. was a crazy sports night. It was just fucking insane.
It was I did a whole with my good old fashioned back problems. I did a whole lot of napping yesterday, and I would just wake up and then the sports were on, and it was like every time I woke up, it was in the middle of some pivotal moment of some type, which is better than just waking up and being like ho hum in the fourth inning. So like, yeah, it was. I mean, did I sleep through a lot of good stuff? Yes, I did. But did I wake up and see? Too. Yeah, woke up and caught a lot of good too.
It's Saturday. It's what I'm gonna remember. Like, I don't usually, as a non-regular season NBA fan, watching the playoffs has been electric for me. I've been loving every second of it.
I watched a lot more of the regular season this year than I did last year. I decided that I was a Pelicans fan, and so I would watch anytime that the Pelicans were playing. Which fortunately, because of any other just kind of dog shit basketball team wouldn't get as many like primetime games on like TNT.
Zion, though.
Yeah, but since we have Zion, I get to see quite a bit. So I watched a lot more than I have in the past. Like when I was a kid in the 90s, like I was all about like the NBA on NBC, and I absolutely loved like the 90s NBA game. I just grew to not really like it. It seems like as the rise of like the dynamic scorer, and the rule changes to aid the dynamic scorer, and things like that kind of came in. It just I kind of lost interest, but getting it back, starting to get back to it.
It's been like these playoffs have made me kind of want to like go back and revisit and possibly be like, what's going on? Like, is this more? Am I missing out on something? But then I think, oh, there's spring football to watch, so I'll just watch that instead.
Yeah, fair. It's your thing. It's your thing, man. It's your thing, of course.
I've just been so happy with all the playoffs and everything, and I've been betting on it all too, which has been super nice. Like having this, because if there's only like I'll bet on it, but if there's only baseball on, I'm in hell.
Did I see via Better Than Vegas that someone hit a big stinky parlay the other night?
I did. One of my teams pushed, and it was almost a 20-1 parlay, but one of my teams pushed. Nice. I almost hit a big stinky one today, but the Phillies fucked me.
Yeah, that's what they're good for. That's
all they're fucking good for. I should have just taken. I should stop betting money lines in MLB games and stick with over-unders, because I seem to be really on with over-unders. I am terrible at picking a winning team in the MLB.
I'm always worried that if I bet on baseball that I'll be held out of Cooperstown in the future, like Pete Rose did. Like I feel like I still feel like I have a chance to end up in Cooperstown, so I don't want to, screw myself out of that yet. Yeah.
I would hold on. I will bet on literally anything, so
also I still think that I will dunk a basketball someday, all 5'8" of me.
Hey, I'm gonna dunk it right next to you. All fucking 240 pounds of me. Dude, we're gonna fucking kill. We're gonna do a bunch of shit. We're gonna dunk a basketball together. I see it happening side by side. or we'll do a combined podcast dunk where I'll put you on my shoulders and then you can dunk it.
Yeah, that works too. Just don't break me. My lower back is held together by an erector set and good intentions.
I'll grab a forklift then, so it'll be safe. It'll be on the up and up.
That's what I'm talking about. It might violate some OSHA rules, but it will satisfy so many dreams.
Those are more suggestions I found out than actual hardline rules. You could just kind of take OSHA suggestions. I remember one time I was working at an event center, and I had to change one of the light bulbs in like this super high ceiling. It was kind of like a gymnasium sort of event that you would see. So I got up on my ladder. I was changing the light bulb, and I was like, oh, I gotta go change this one over here. So I just started shimmying the ladder over to the next light bulb like 6 feet away. I was like, that in hindsight, it's like, yo, that's probably not on the up and up. That's probably extremely dangerous, because if I would have fallen, that's like a 10-foot fall.
Right. Yeah, the old ladder hop. It's a good move. But yeah, that was dicey. How close we were to never meeting.
Right. I did. The cool thing about that job is on my last day, I got in trouble, and they was like, if this wasn't your last day, you'd be fired, because they had a table, and I elbow dropped into the table. So I stood up on one of the other tables, and I just did the Bills Mafia thing, and I slammed right into it, broke it in half. And my boss is like, hey, if this wasn't your last day, you'd be fired, but good job.
Very nice. Very, Nice.
Okay, I think I don't have any more on the NBA or NHL, and I don't have anything at all on the MLB besides. I know there's another podcast I do in the week that he'll be talking plenty about the Cubs. So I was going to say the Cubs Mets series was pretty entertaining for the most part, but he'll like expound endlessly on the Cubs. So I don't even need to worry about that.
I'll jump in and just say at the end of the third, we have Atlanta up 76-71. And at the end of the second, the Habs, the Canadiens, are up 1-0 on the Vegas Golden Knights.
I'm very pissed off. I have the over in that game. I guess I should have bet the under.
Woof.
Yeah, it's bad. That's bad. It's a bad break on my part. I'm about to poop my pants here in anger. But you know what doesn't make me angry? It makes me extremely happy, and that's a smooth set of balls. Big smooth goocher right there, going from my beehole to my balls. And you know how you get it, Chase? You know how you get the smoothest gooch area, the smoothest balls? Some people will be like, use a powder, use a razor, laser that shit. You know what that leaves you with? A red, sore nether region. And it's just not fun. You know how you do it in the best way possible? You use the Lawnmower 4.0 from Manscaped, and you specifically use promo code XFL to get 20% off and free shipping. You know what's better than like a sheared, smooth area downstairs that's like silky soft? It's like the best sheets you can get. It's like 1,000 count.
Nothing.
Oh, getting it 20% off.
Oh,
that's what. And free shipping.
That's right.
It's glorious. And it's hairless. So you go to Manscaped as soon as possible and you use promo code XFL at checkout because it will get you what you need to get you what you need, if you know what I'm saying.
Once again, X going to give it to you in the form of a promo code this time, XFL.
Make sure you're using it, folks. Now, XFL news, kind of the XFL news, general football news of like other football that's not NFL or college football, because I can tell you this, in the upcoming months, we're going to have a lot to talk about with college and NFL. But right now, we've got XFL and XFL adjacent. The CFL has marked a definitive start date, August 5th. They're doing a shortened season. All the teams, I think they've approved of like 30% capacity for the stadiums at least to start. Maybe it'll kind of build up throughout the season if Canada gets their shit together and gets more vaccinations going. But as of now, it's a 30% capacity, and I am fucking excited.
Hey, CFL, how are you now? Yeah, I'm glad to see it. I mean, for one, the rules are made for grown-ass men to play grown-ass man football. Canada's always fun. I mean, I've talked about my love of Letterkenny many times, so I'm all about this. And I once again get to Google what a rouge is. So yeah, let's go. Let's fucking go CFL.
Let's fucking go. I know CFL Jim is super ecstatic. I haven't unveiled CFL Jim yet. You might see him. You might see him.
A lot of denim. I have
a lot of denim and then some flannel. I got some flannel. He's a flannel guy.
The old Canadian tuxedo. I'm for it.
He also might smoke some darts. That's a thing they do up there. They smoke darts.
Smoke darts that were stolen off the Indian reservation.
1,000%. Are we getting behind the team as a podcast?
I feel like we can do this, and we can really like pull one over on the old listeners, and we can get behind the Rough Riders.
I like it. I like that one a lot.
We recovered to like 3 or 4 teams if we say that we're behind the Rough Riders.
Let's see. So let's go through the teams real quick. There's 2 of them. There's 2 Rough Riders. There's the Edmonton Elks. They changed their name recently. Everyone knows they're the Edmonton Elks now. Mm-hmm. There's the Saskatchewan Rough Riders, the BC Lions, the British Columbian Lions, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, the Calgary Stampeders, the Hamilton Tiger Cats, which is redundant, but that's Canada, the Montreal Alouettes, and the Ottawa Rough Riders.
Oh.
I kind of like getting behind the Rough Riders because that does cover 2 of the 8 teams.
Yeah, let's just go Rough Riders in general, man. That
covers 25% of the teams. We're a Rough Riders podcast.
If they were to put C in front of Lions for BC, then I'd be for the BC Sea Lions, but they left that part out. So
they did, and that's an important part. You can't leave that out.
Yeah, so I gotta go blanket, hedge my bets here with the Rough Riders. With all Rough Riders. Just
Rough Riders in general. The only league I can't personally pick a team in is the XFL, but did you have an XFL team that you rooted for? I don't remember if I ever asked you.
I would root for the Guardians because I loved the tragedy
That was right.
Loved the tragedy that was Matt McGloin, and his controversy. I also kind of liked the Battlehawks a little bit, the St. Louis Battlehawks with Jordan Ta'amu, because I remember watching him at Ole Miss, so it was fun to see him again. I'd probably go Guardians for no damn reason. The Battlehawks for entertainment purposes, and then like the Texas teams, because you had like Hal Mummy coaching, and you had like Bob, Big Game Bob coaching another one, and so I mean it was. I don't generally root for Texas teams. I generally hate everything Texas. Like I have only good things to come out of Texas list, and that's Willie Nelson, Shiner Beer, and Interstate 30 are the only good things to ever come out of Texas. So, but I kind of liked watching their teams.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can't. That's the only league that I can't pick a favorite in. It's impossible for me. I could say like Tampa Bay was probably the most disappointing, but even they were coming together at the end there. But I could literally find something about every team that I fucking loved.
Yeah, that's fair.
So with the CFL with its definitive start date, that makes me very happy because the players were up in limbo literally until this was announced. They were just like, "Are we like they were having practices and training camps, so they kind of like assumed stuff was happening, but there was nothing definitive until this came out." So I'm very happy with that. The European League of Football kicked off this weekend, and this is something that you'll see some potential old XFL guys in there, some like Arena League people if you're familiar with them. It's just you'll see some like Americans over there. It's kind of like the restart of the European football. Was it the European Football League or was it NFL Europe? That's what it was.
It was NFL Europe, yeah. NFL Europe with like Amsterdam and Berlin and all those teams. I remember whenever Madden came out around that era and you could play as the NFL Europe teams, how like jazzed I was that those existed. And then you realize how bad they were compared to the rest of the teams in the game.
Oh yeah. So I feel like, again, we got to pick a team behind here. So here are the teams we got. The Barcelona Dragons with a pretty cool dumb logo. It's a lot of their logos are like cool in the dumb way. You have the Berlin Thunder, the Cologne Centurions, the Frankfurt Galaxy, the Hamburg Sea Devils, the Leipzig Kings, the Panthers Warclaw, Rawclaw, like WROCLAW. Not the Raclaw Panthers, the Panthers Raclaw, and the Stuttgart Surge.
Oh, wow!
I'm kind of feeling the Panthers here.
I liked the Centurions. The Centurions felt like a cool ass name.
I can get behind that because Centurions is cool. I love the city of Cologne. It was my first time getting drunk in Europe. Was in Cologne.
Okay.
So I can respect that.
I noticed it's the European League of Football, but outside of like Barcelona, which I believe you're supposed to say Barcelona. Outside of Barcelona, I believe that it sounds like almost every one of those are in Germany.
I know Germany is a big football country outside, like as of Europe, because I feel like I've heard at least for like the last 3 years of like German high school players going to like the U.S. and colleges and whatnot.
I know Arkansas had a kid from like Denmark that was it Hjalte Froholt was that player, but I know that there definitely been German players that have gone as like 4-star, 5-star. I think they come over and they do like 1 year of high school football, and then they're like grown ass men playing against boys.
It's that's definitely the case, and yeah, it is really like it's all German. I don't know where Raclaw is.
The Panthers Raclaw? France, maybe?
Poland.
Poland. Oh, maybe we'll roll with the Polskis here. I don't know.
Yeah, it's mostly Germany.
Germany.
I watched a couple of the games. I watched the highlights mostly because I was watching the Spring League Megabowl and all the NBA and NHL playoff games and whatnot. But it was pretty. The broadcast itself pretty solid, and the games, similar to a lot of these leagues when they first start up, the games they'll start kind of all right, but they're gonna get better. Like they started pretty good. I would say pretty good.
Just got to work some kinks out and get used to like playing live football and hitting each other again, that sort of thing.
Exactly. It's kind of just like getting these guys out of the training camp mentality and just kind of being like, oh, we're actually in games in this environment.
Yeah, time to, which also in like just in the landscape of COVID, you have to think that so many things were different in terms of how they got prepped for playing games and installing an offense and scrimmaging and practicing and everything. So that makes sense to me. Centurions. I'm going to say Centurions because it's how perilously close it is to Centaur. That's why I am for the Centurions.
You'll go with the so this will be the first league that we're actually the spring league, I guess, but we're a split podcast here because I am going with the Panthers of Wrocław. I don't know how to pronounce it because I'm not Polish, but I'm going to say Wrocław. So we're going Centurions and we're going Panthers. I'm very happy that this league is here because it's giving me some overseas football that I am desperately in need of because as hard as it is to find, I have not been able to find any information on the fall season status of the X League, which if anyone's followed me for a while, you guys know this is Japan's professional football league. It seems to me like it's going to be like the fall season is happening. I'm not sure when, but it's going to be because they're literally playing college and high school football right now in Japan. It's happening as we speak.
It still doesn't fail to just blow my mind out of my ass every time that you bring up the X League and mention that its existence and them playing college and high school football in Japan. It's just completely never saw it coming, broadsided by it.
Dude, I'm rooting. My boy Toshiki Sato is the best kicker in X League history. He's in the States now trying to get on an NFL team, and he's a good kicker. He was in the spring league in 2020. I think he made like a 50-yard field goal. The guy's good.
Okay. Yeah. That sounds about right.
Awesome.
I figured you could have just gigantic linemen and then just itty bitty skill position players. That's kind of what I think.
It's kind of tiny all around because generally in Japan, if you're that much bigger, you're kind of going either in like a pro wrestling move or you're going to sumo.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense to me because there's a lot to be made in sumo and you literally get treated like some sort of god when you're a sumo wrestler.
It's pretty fucking nice. But I mean, it's a good move for I think if you're an American player and you want to travel and you're like a college football player that was say at you're a backup at Iowa State. You're not going to the NFL probably. And maybe you can make like the XFL or the CFL. Like you're not quite at that level. Yeah. Why not go to like one of these European leagues or this Japanese league and fucking just have some fun with it? You're living there. That you're working for a company, you're getting an actual salary while you're there. I don't know about the European League of Football, but the way the Japanese X League works is since every team is owned by a company, when you sign on to a team, you're technically an employee of that company. So there's the IBM Big Blue. You go there, you play for them, you're an IBM employee.
Oh, wow. Yeah. When you get to put that you're an IBM employee on your resume forever, like people won't read too much into that. They'll just see IBM employee and be like, you're hired, and yeah, your other point, fuck yeah, I'm all for these kids monetizing, especially if you can monetize like right out of high school, even because to me, like the fact that you have to be good at English or pass algebra 2 to play football at the next level, or your dreams are dashed is so fucked up to me. Like, I think that sports are like no other profession. If you're excellent at it at 18, you should be able to make money at it at the age of 18, no matter what rules and institutions are. Yeah. I love it. I love the idea, especially if they'll take a kid right out of high school.
100%. And then you get a chance to travel. Like this helps with your expense of traveling, which I think is a really cool thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to be said for experiencing another place on the planet, being able to see other people other than Americans' point of view on things, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, we're the greatest country ever. And
we invented the XFL. Of course we are.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's still worth, traveling to other countries and seeing what's up there.
Speaking of X League in Japan, and I will just say I already have a team with that league. I will go through them probably another time because there's a lot of teams. But my favorite team is the Obik Seagulls. They won last year. They won last year. They're historically one of the better teams The Fujitsu Frontiers is right now like the other top sort of team.
Okay. I'll have to go through the list and see. I usually pledge my loyalty to the most ridiculous sounding mascot. It's just kind of
I kind of already have an idea of which one you're going for, and it's one based out of Tokyo. It's the Tokyo Gas Guzzlers. No, sorry, no, it's the Tokyo Gas Creators.
Sold. There we go.
They're a fun one.
You just saved me some Googling.
They're a fun one. Speaking of all that, though, next week we'll be talking about it a little bit, but it'll be happening that week. I want to just kind of like get a preface right now. There's a fucking sumo tournament happening literally 2 weeks from now. We will be going literally on the 4th of July. I don't know if we're going to have the podcast on the 4th or like the day before or day after, but either way, there will be a sumo tournament happening at the fucking time in 2 weeks from now.
I can't guarantee it, but I would venture to bet that sumo wrestlers probably use the Lawnmower 4.0 for Manscaped, and they used the promo code XFL. That's just a guess. That's a guess that I have. That's
probably a very educated guess, because I've seen some sumo wrestlers. They walk out, they got to be like you're not seeing any hair. They're just wearing the sort of like I wish I fucking knew the actual like name of the belt sort of thing they wear, but you're not seeing no hair. They got nothing there. They're fucking clean.
Yeah. They probably have people Manscaped use the Lawnmower 4.0 for them.
I think this week, literally tomorrow, the lineup of the tournament is released. I will just say, I'm assuming most people watching and you don't know a lot of sumo wrestlers.
I don't.
But hopefully, what we're hoping for here is there's been a couple bow outs. I hope my man, the GOAT, Hakuo, is in this tournament. I hope he actually performs up to his full capabilities. If people don't know who this man is, we're living currently sort of near the end of the career of the greatest sumo wrestler to ever live.
Is Frank Dukes in this tournament? And if so, I will bet on him.
Unfortunately, no.
Are we talking Kumites? Or is this a different tournament?
This is a different one.
Okay.
When we talk Kumites,
then all my money, I'll put my 401k on Frank Dukes.
100%. I will put all my money, if he's 100% healthy, on Hakuo. The Yokozuna, the fucking GOAT. The man is a fucking legend, and I can't wait. I hope to God he's like full health. He's really, dude, he's so good. He's so fucking good. I've been watching a couple of his highlights to kind of get ready for it again. The guy is a fucking legend.
It's funny. It's you have the question of like, okay, so you weigh that much, you're that big, you're that good at like using like your body leverage. Like, why don't you try to play in the NFL? And then you remember like, oh yeah, you are treated like a god, and you have like 5 geishas like tending to your every need, and like
Also, a lot of these guys get like way above what you need for the NFL. They're like in the high 300s. They're like 380, like 360, 370.
That's fair. Also.
I can't wait for the fucking lineup. I will go through 3 people that I want to watch out for. Hakuo, if he's healthy. Teruno Fuji is fucking awesome. Shodai is fun as hell.
Of course.
And I'm a big Endo guy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But I could go on about Suno. I'll probably go on more next week when we actually have the lineups and everything. But the moment everyone that's been waiting for, the Alternative Football League that capped off the Spring League, it's the Megabowl.
The Megabowl.
And it lived up to the fucking hype. People were like kind of hyping it up. Fucking good game.
Very good game. That kind of score, separated by 3 points. Hell yeah. Very good game.
Separated by 3 points, and it was close neck and neck pretty much the whole way through. The linemen come through at the fourth quarter to kind of take it with some good kicking and some fucking awesome, crazy touchdown shenanigans. Did you see the end of this game?
I didn't see the end. I'm wallowing in my own self-pity.
So the way the linemen are kind of driving down the field, they're kind of picking it up on offense. They're going a little bit tempo. Hal Mummy, by the way, head coach of the linemen. So, of course, tempo, throwing it everywhere. And then all of a sudden, the guy's running down the field. He gets hit. It looks like he drops the ball. There's maybe there's like a minute 50 left. So he gets hit, drops the ball. Another lineman picks it up and scores. And apparently apparently it's a thing in the NFL too that I never knew about, but there's a 2-minute fumble rule.
Yeah, after within 2 minutes, if you recover a football, you can't advance it. Yeah, on the offense. Yep.
I feel like I remember the rule, but every time it appears, I've forgotten about it.
Yeah,
I hate it. I hate that rule so fucking much. I hate it so much.
I think it what was it? Was it the Raiders that back when like Madden was the coach had like the holy roller or whatever it is that like they basically just like kicked the football down the field. There was a fumble and they like kicked the football down the field basically into the end zone for a touchdown. I think I'll have to watch break out the old Steve Sabol narrated NFL tapes to confirm. But yeah, I can see why they do it, but I would hate it too, especially if my team was the team picking up the ball and advancing.
Luckily, they did score on the next couple plays. They got the touchdown, pulled ahead, and then the Jousters just couldn't get back into it. The Fighting Heath Ledgers just couldn't get back in. They took out Perez at the halftime. They had Luis Perez, best Guardians quarterback in my mind. Was looking good in the XFL.
Mm-hmm.
He was looking great first half. They take him out in the second half, get the other guy. I forget the guy's name. They get him in for the second half. He's just not looking good. The Jousters offense sort of flunders, and the linemen kind of just keep steadily clinging back into it. Their defensive line gets some good stops, and linemen they pull it out by the skin of their teeth, and they are the Spring League champions.
I know we were hoping for 10 things I hate about you, Heath Ledgers, but it looks like you actually got the linemen beat like Knight's Tale, like Heath Ledgers. Like they actually were up for the challenge, It
was a good fucking game. And this, I believe, is the first time that the Generals have not won the Spring League. So,
hey man, I'm all for bucking tradition.
I'm
all for it.
I can't wait. I'm very excited to see with like the invention of the reinvention of the USFL, kind of what they're going to, since they're owned by the same people. The Spring League and the USFL are owned by the same people. What are they going to do with the Spring League now? Like, what is the USFL going to become? What is the Spring League going to be? I'm very excited to see. I feel like we'll hear about that sometime this year because they plan on doing the USFL literally next year.
I think if I had to venture to guess, the Spring League will be like your XFL Team 9 that any USFL team can pull from. Because I think that you're going to see a lot of USFL players, after the season is over, getting pulled into training camps as, undrafted free agents. And they're going to need just like a constant stream of players who are ready to strap it in, every spring, that maybe don't quite have the polish, but they're going to be polished up enough to give you a good, consistent product if you're the USFL.
I would agree with that. That's probably my preferred way of seeing it happen, is kind of having both of the leagues going on at the same time and kind of being able to take the USFL being able to take Spring League players as they see fit. It is a little weird because I assume I'm assuming this, that the USFL will be a paid league, like the players playing in the USFL will get paid, which is not what the Spring League is. The Spring League, the players generally pay to participate in it.
It gives so much more incentive for you to ball out in the Spring League to get that like paid slot, especially if you know that you're a funnel into a specific league. Like if you know that there's a guaranteed landing place and it's not like you're trying to get exposure into the NFL itself that has its own separate scouting system, that has its own, complete full draft where people teams are drafting probably, depending on how many picks you have, 6 to probably 10 players, every year, plus their undrafted free agents that they're adding. So I would think the existence of I would, if I were a football player who feels like I still deserve my chance, I would 100% pay the money to play in that Spring League with the USFL connection.
If you have the USFL connection sort of backing it, you had this sort of like guarantee, because if players are getting plucked, like you saw it this year with the Spring League, there was like 1 or 2 guys at least being plucked into the NFL every week. Right. If you have that opportunity and you're going to be bumped up the USFL and you get like a decent salary, if they're anywhere even like around what the XFL was paying, or especially if they could somehow manage because the AAF was the highest paying one so far.
Mm-hmm.
Well, highest paying when the players actually got paid.
Yeah.
Because as we all know,
in theory, they were the highest. But yeah.
Speaking of which, there is a documentary coming about, I think this year, like this October or something, about the AAF and all the shit that was going on in there, and how it went from like throwing out money left and right, like week 1 and 2, to like by week 3, they were like, "Hey guys, can you like not take any of the food home with you because we need to hold on to that."
Right. I think what the USFL has going, and it seems to me that if you're going to start any sort of offshoot league or spring league or anything, the very first thing that you absolutely 100% have to lock down is a TV deal. It seems like with no TV deal that you're not going to have the revenue that you need to be able to pay the players, to be able to pay everyone else that's involved, and have the sort of support that a professional football team, which tons of injuries playing football, that you need to have that sort of support, along with it. So I think that the USFL has cleared the first hurdle, and that is their partnership with Fox. Like, it's already especially if it's already a guaranteed TV deal, which with them owning a piece of it,
they're going to be on Fox. You're going to be on. Yeah. I don't know if this means I don't know what this means for them possibly being on like ESPN or CBS or anything, but there for a fact that they're going to be on Fox.
Yeah.
And I think with like the names of the USFL, kind of like some people kind of like remember, be like, "Oh, I've heard of the USFL before." Kind of like they'll tune in more to that. And I think also with the gambling data they've been gathering from the spring league these past 2 years, if they can incorporate that with the USFL and get people to actually start wagering on these games, that's a huge bonus. That's something the XFL had in spades, is that it really embraced the gambling community and just betting in general. And I think the USFL should and needs to do that.
A partnership with a nationwide, well, it's hard to say nationwide, but an accepted in most states advanced deposit wagering site, a la a FanDuel or DraftKings or whatever, is going to help quite a bit. It really will help.
I think the XFL was, I think they had Caesars. They were behind Caesars. Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Yeah. And I say FanDuel because I think you can get. It seems like almost every single state where sports betting is legalized, you can pretty much have a FanDuel sports.
I think FanDuel and DraftKings seem to be like getting into every state. If you could also maybe get like MGM, they seem to be in every state that allows it to.
Right.
Those are like, I mean, just basically if you get any one of them, that's just because it's just going to keep more and more and more. Like, who knows, by spring 2022, you could have more state, like Nebraska will have it by that point. Who knows what other states will have it passed it by then.
Right.
I just only see it moving forward. And as we move forward into more football talk, did you ever wear like a jock strap when you were playing football?
I was never big enough to play football. I did when I played catcher playing baseball. So I
tried wearing it once, and I couldn't stand it because my little lower area was super, super hairy. You know what I fucking wish? I wish I would have had Manscaped promo code XFL for 20% off and free shipping back then. Because it's a fucking godsend.
Absolutely. I mean, there's all sorts of elastic. There's things pull. God, I can only imagine how much better life would have been. You imagine, in the heat, squatting through a doubleheader playing catcher. How much would I have liked to have been clean shaved?
Can you imagine me on the football field? It would help with my aerodynamics. Just being like, oh, I'm less weighed down. I'm killing it. Thank you, Manscaped. Thank you for the Lawnmower 4.0 for me being able to trim my stuff.
With the Manscaped Lawnmower 4.0, I dare to believe that your 40 time would have gone from plus 5+ to a 4.275 probably. Definitely.
I would have been a 4.2 guy.
Especially if you use
guarantee that
promo code XFL.
If I would have used promo code XFL and gotten 20% off and free shipping, 100%. So that's what you should do when this podcast is over. If you want to run a 4.240, you go to Manscaped, get the Lawnmower 4.0, and use promo code XFL for 20% off and free shipping. And I will say that you can run a 4.2.
He makes a hot take, and we say X gonna give it to you. X gave it to you right there. XFL Jim just gave you the gift of smooth balls using promo code XFL.
And with the gift of smooth balls, now we bring you the gift of our NFL and college football Week 6 picks. We're already on Week 6.
I've gotten to where I really look forward to doing this every single week.
This is very fun. And I will tease right now, next week, I am actually starting a Monday version of the Jimnasium where I'm going to be breaking down some college football games. We're going to be breaking down conference by conference. My man, Court Vision, over on Twitter. We're going to be fucking going there. So I'm going to have my lovely partner Chase here every Sunday, breaking down literally every game. And I'm going to be breaking down college football by conference because he's a college football fucking wizard.
All right.
I'm going to have to bring you on for the Arkansas one.
There we go.
Fuck yeah. Or the SEC in general. Well, that's what we'll figure some shit out. But anyway, on to the NFL. Thursday night, Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Philadelphia Eagles.
I have just so little faith in the Eagles and what they're going to be this year. And I think that this was, even though weird things happen with Thursday night games and in short weeks, I still say Tampa Bay is going to just absolutely walk over Philadelphia.
I think this will be closer than people. You've been like very down on Jalen Hurts, I feel.
I'm not down on Jalen Hurts. I'm down on a new system. And really, I mean, they got Devontae Smith in the draft. Was that right?
Yep.
So I there's a little bit more receiving talent, but they need so much more dynamic ball skill talent.
They need that guy from TCU. What the fuck was his name? Fuck.
Andy Dalton.
That's who they need. But either way, I'm with you. I think it'll be Jalen Reagor is the guy.
Okay.
They need him to kind of like get to where he should be because I liked him coming out of the draft. But I think Tampa Bay wins here. Miami versus Jacksonville.
This should be a walkover for your boys, Miami.
This really should be. I think this defense by this point will be like fully online, come together, and I think they're going to make Jacksonville look silly. Miami's winning this one. Green Bay at the Bears. Woof.
Man, okay, so we run into this every week. Who's going to be playing quarterback? And
for either of these teams, for both of these teams,
I want to say that Aaron Rodgers is not going to show up. It's going to be Jordan Love time, and so give me the Bears. It might actually be Justin Fields time by then.
I think even with Jordan Love, Green Bay wins this game.
Okay.
So I'm giving it to the Packers. But if Jordan Love does play and Justin Fields plays, this is going to be a close one. Cincinnati Bengals at the Detroit Lions.
I don't know how many games Detroit's going to win this year, and this isn't going to be one of them. Give me the Bengals.
It's Bengals all day. Texans at the Colts. I feel like this is going to be one of the weeks that we agree on almost all of these. Give me the Colts because the Texans are trash.
Yeah, give me the Colts.
The LA Rams at the New York Giants. That's a long travel. That could be interesting. That could be an upset spot for the Rams.
Yeah, I seem to remember the Rams actually like getting up to play on the East Coast though in these early games. I'm gonna go Rams here.
I think I've had the Giants doing one too many upsets already, so I'm gonna go with the Rams as well. Kansas City Chiefs at the Washington Football Team. I know we're both high on the Washington Football Team, but I am not that high.
I agree that I'm not that high, but I'd probably take Washington. I would take Washington in the spread, and I'm taking the under. That's how I feel about this game.
I do,
but Kansas City wins outright.
Yes, I do like the underplay there. The Vikings at the Panthers. Now these are two teams I can't fucking stop talking myself out of. So I gotta pick one here.
I think you know how I feel about the Vikings, which is I have no idea why you have so much misguided faith in them.
I don't either. I have no idea why, because Kirk Cousins is fucking terrible.
I don't know why I so much misguided faith in Carolina, but my misguided faith trumps your misguided faith, and I'm going Carolina.
This is actually a pretty easy one to me. Is PJ Walker still on the Panthers? Because if yes, the Panthers are winning.
I believe so. Yes.
He brings a winning mentality to that program.
There we go.
Chargers at the Ravens. This is an interesting one.
This is one of those sneaky good games. Since it's at the bank, then I'm gonna say the Ravens here.
I'm gonna say the Chargers get it. I'm gonna say the Chargers get this one, if only just to disagree with you on this.
I could see it. They
Yeah.
they have to get over the hump. They just have to get over the hump that they were at last year. They were so close.
I think they lost so many close games. I think they can turn it around. I think a lot of those games flipped the other way this year.
Yeah. No, I agree.
We got Cardinals at the Browns. Speaking of another sneaky good game.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Cleveland here.
Yeah, I am too.
I was watching, I want to say live, and they were talking about like the top pass rush duos in the league, and they were even doing ones where like they just traded players over, and so it's just hypothetical best one. And you know who was notably not on the list? It was Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney. Like how are they not going to be like the top, pass rush duo in the league? And so
how are they not going to be up there?
Yeah, and I think that those players on the edge containing can keep what's his name, little fuck, in the pocket.
Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray.
It's the battle of the Oklahoma Heisman winning first round draft picks.
That's right. Both started at Texas Tech.
No. Kyler Murray was at A&M.
That's right.
Yeah, one started at Texas Tech, the other at A&M. Both started at a Texas college, went to Oklahoma, won the Heisman, and were the first overall pick in the draft.
Yeah,
back-to-back years too.
Yeah, it's insane the Heisman factory that they put together there.
Fucking hell. Las Vegas Raiders at the Denver Broncos. This is a shit show game if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, so what if Denver has Aaron Rodgers? What if Denver has Deshaun Watson? Like, a lot of questions there.
That's the beauty of picking these games so far in advance.
Yeah, I got to go with what I know, though. And what I know is Josh Jacobs and Darren Waller. I'm going to say that Derek Carr girds his loins, and we get a win over Denver here with the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, I think Carr channels his Fresno State days and actually plays decent in this one, and that's enough to beat the Broncos. Go Raiders! Dallas Cowboys. Oh, I love it. I also just love saying it. I wish I could do a John Gruden impression, but I can't.
Here's a guy. It's got whatever it is. It has to start with "here's a guy."
Really. You got the Dallas Cowboys at the New England Patriots.
Patriots.
Patriots are winning this one. I think the Patriots are actually going to be a pretty good team this year. And then Sunday night, another good game. Seattle Seahawks at the Pittsburgh Steelers.
We're still early enough in the season before Big Ben's arms turns into pastrami. So I'm gonna say Pitt.
I'm gonna go
Pittsburgh
Seattle here. in a one score game, like a 2 or 3 point game.
With all that, like, we're gonna trade Russell Wilson talk.
I think a lot of that was posturing for the media. I don't think there's much to it.
I don't know what to make with that relationship, because so much of football is relationships, and you have to be able to tolerate people for half a year. So, but yes, I respect it. I'm still gonna go with Pitt though.
Okay, Monday night, Buffalo Bills at the Tennessee Titans, and this is a good fucking game. This is a good Monday night
good football game. Great Monday night game. I will be all about this one. I got to go Tennessee. I'm bullish on Tennessee plus Julio Jones. Because I mean, it's not like you're going to put 8 people in the box to stop King Henry anymore. Like that, those days are gone. He's going to run rough shot. The receivers are both going to catch, 5 balls for 100 yards.
We're very pro Julio to Titans squad. I love both of these teams a shitload this year, but the kind of tiebreaker is in my heart. The Tennessee Titans, formerly the Houston Titans, formerly the Houston Oilers, in a huge fucking trademark scuffle with the XFL. So fuck them. We're going Bills. The Bills are winning this game for me. That's going to make me very, very happy.
There you go.
That's week 6 of the NFL. Now, for week 6 of college football, I'm going to have to put on my smart analytical glasses.
Oh, man, I was going to wear my clear readers, and then I rethought it.
Okay. Thursday night, we got 2 games on Thursday. Houston at Tulane.
You look like the premier cannabis research scientist right now.
I do look like a really smart weed shop owner.
You look like you're going to tell me about like the effects of like psilocybin, magic mushrooms on PTSD pretty soon.
When we get to Saturday,
I like the look.
when we
what
get
I'm
to
getting
Saturday,
to is
I'll have to sports it up when we get to the Saturday games. But Houston at Tulane, you already know who I'm going with. Green Wave all day, every day. We're a Green Wave positive here in the garage.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Bigger and McCracken. Dana.
Yeah, you're big on Houston this year. I think do you have them? I wonder if you'll have them. Well, when we get to the last week of doing this, I'll have it all broke down to see where we have the teams. You might have Houston winning the AAC in the regular season.
It's possible. It is absolutely possible. But I mean, come on, Dana's from that area. Like, if you can get any sort of recruiting connections in the Houston area, like you're going to be able to feel it's not quite like Miami back in the day where you had like the state of Miami, but if you can establish the state of Houston, you'll have a pretty good football team. Granted, you got to compete against Texas A&M due to proximity.
And yeah, that's true. Coastal Carolina at Arkansas State. This will be a good game, I bet.
It is. Since it's in Jonesboro, Jones Boogie, Arkansas, I'm going to go with Arkansas State.
I can't go against fucking my favorite team of last year, quickly becoming one of my favorite teams in general. Coastal Carolina is getting this dub. Friday, Charlotte at FIU.
Give me Charlotte.
Yeah, I like the 49ers there. Temple at Cincinnati. This will be a good one too.
Good game. I'm going to go Cincinnati.
I'm also high on Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati is keeping a lot of their players from last year, like a sneaky good amount. I think they're going to be good this year. Stanford at Arizona State.
Heard something about Big Herm being in trouble for some recruiting tactics recently. I don't think that's going to do anything, in this game. So I'm going for the Fighting Herms.
Yeah, if this was at Stanford, I'd probably give it to the tree, but Arizona State's getting this dub. Now, as we move on to Saturday, give me 1 second. I got to sport it up a little bit, represent my boys. I got my headband here.
There you go. There you go.
You should see the back of it. It says see if you can see it.
There you go, XFL Jim. You look like the smartest guy on the Ultimate Frisbee team. That's for sure.
That's what I'm fucking going for. Wisconsin at Illinois.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin's getting this one. Give him year 3. I think Burt. I'm never gonna not call him Burt. Is gonna have Illinois kind of like competing for the West.
One thing that Burt does really well is he recruits Florida. That's actually why he kind of soured with Arkansas, was the boosters here wanted him recruiting Texas more, but he was pulling really good talent out of Florida. I mean, Alex Collins for one. Mm-hmm. So if he can get that pipeline into Florida again, then he'll be good, but not this year. Wisconsin.
And I think he's just like he's what the Big West plays, like that style, that Iowa style. I think at the very least he can make it Iowa out of Illinois. Like he could get Illinois to Iowa's level.
That's fair. Absolutely.
You got Michigan State at Rutgers.
Michigan State.
Rutgers is getting the dub.
Woo!
Go Schiano.
I think this is the first time I haven't picked Rutgers.
I think so. I think this is the first time you haven't picked them. NIU, Northern Illinois at Toledo.
I'm going to go Northern Illinois.
I'm going to go the Rockets. I actually feel like I'm higher on the Rockets than I probably should be. Maryland at Ohio State.
Always a close game. Ohio State.
Old Dominion at Marshall.
Thundering Herd
all day. Miami of Ohio at Eastern Michigan. And what do we say, folks?
Directional Mish School.
Eastern Mich is getting this dub. It's my favorite one of the Directional Michigans. Speaking of which, Central Michigan at Ohio.
Directional Mish School.
And as much as I love the Bobcats, I'm going Central Michigan here as well. SMU at Navy. This is always a fun one.
It's a fun one. I think Navy's got just a great football program, and they've found the great equalizer in the form of the triple option. So let's go Navy.
I think Navy has like the greatest counter to these teams like SMU that try and go really high on offense, and that the triple option. Navy's going to get the dub here. Florida Atlantic at University of Alabama, Birmingham.
Give me the Blazers.
Same here. Give me the Blazers. Wyoming at Air Force.
Let's say Air Force. Let's go Falcons.
I'm rolling with the Cowboys. Give me Wyoming here.
All right.
UTEP at Southern Miss. This is a shit game.
The Somebody's Gotta Win Bowl. I'm still gonna say UTEP.
I'm going to say Southern Miss here. I feel like I've had them losing every other game up until here, so give them a win. UTSA at Western Kentucky.
Give me the red amorphous blobs, Western Kentucky.
I'm also on them. Give me Western Kentucky over UTSA. New Mexico State at Nevada.
Nevada.
Wolfpack.
All right.
Nevada's winning this one. San Jose State at Colorado State.
Nick Starkel plays for San Jose State, right?
We do not know if he's going to be the starter, but yes, he does play at San Jose State.
Okay, Colorado State.
And San Jose State's getting this win. Memphis at Tulsa. This is a good one.
That's a damn good football game. I'm high on the Memphis Tigers. I'm gonna stay high on the Memphis Tigers. So I'm gonna say they roll into T-Town and get the dub.
I think so as well. I'm going Memphis here. Georgia Tech at Duke. Someone's got to win this one.
Someone's got to win, and I'm gonna defer to the home team and David Cutcliffe with Duke.
Give me Georgia Tech. Virginia at Louisville.
This is tough. I feel like I pick against Virginia almost every single week.
This is tough.
And I've picked Louisville every single week. I'm going to go Louisville. I'm going to stick Louisville.
I'm gonna go Louisville with you. Wake Forest at Syracuse.
Syracuse.
I hate picking against them because I love Dino Babers, but give me Wake Forest in this win here. Michigan at Nebraska.
You go first.
Fuck, dude. Michigan's going to win this one. I hate to say it, it's going to be closer than a lot of people think because everyone will think Michigan will come stomping into Nebraska and steamroll us, but Nebraska will keep it close, but Michigan will win by like 7 or 8 points.
Nebraska.
I love it. I fucking love it. Oklahoma versus Texas in the Red River Shootout
at the Cotton Bowl. So this game is always a whole lot closer than it really should be. I'm gonna say Texas and Sark get it done and give the Longhorn fans something to be hopeful about going into next season.
Give me Oklahoma by like 1 point. Like Texas to cover the spread every day. Because this game is always the closest ever. TCU at Texas Tech.
TCU.
TCU as well for me. West Virginia at Baylor.
The Mountaineers. Country Roads. Take me home.
I think Baylor gets it done. Baylor with the W. East Carolina at University of Central Florida.
UCF.
Well, I wonder if UCF can keep turning out coaches that like at the rate that they're going. Give me UCF, but I think East Carolina surprises and maybe keeps it like within 2 touchdowns.
All right.
Akron at Bowling Green. Bowling Green all day for me.
Yeah, I'm just going to tell you on that one.
I just fade Akron. They're like the worst team in college football. Vanderbilt at Florida. Speaking of the worst teams.
Poor Vandy. Poor Vandy. Dan Mullen, I think, is about to go absolutely crazy at Florida with like this seems like about the year when he gets programs really clicking. Like this was like about when he got like Dak going at Mississippi State. So I think Florida's in for a big year. So let's go Florida.
I think so, and I think Florida will kind of still at this point be in consideration. Like people will be talking about them for the playoffs if they're undefeated. Mm-hmm. So they're going to need to make a statement. So they're just going to destroy them.
Okay, I like it.
Ball State at Western Michigan. Directional Michigan.
Directional Mich school. Let's
easy.
Do it.
Western Michigan. Buffalo at Kent State.
Kent State.
Yep, Golden Flashes for me as well. Georgia Southern at Troy.
The Fighting Men of Troy.
Give me Georgia Southern. I like Georgia Southern. Georgia State at ULM.
Georgia State.
Give me University of Louisiana Monroe. South Alabama at Texas State.
Texas State.
USA, baby. Panthers. Oregon State at Washington State.
Oregon State.
I'm also on Oregon State. Give him another year. Give Rolovich in the year 3. Then that team's going to be fucking rolling with the run and shoot.
It's a hard system to kind of transfer out of with what Leach had going at Washington
actually think this will
State.
be easier because the run and shoot is pretty damn close to the air raid.
Fair. But anytime
they need more than just like they need more than the 2020 season that they got.
Fair.
because the run and shoot does demand a lot out of the quarterbacks. UCLA at Arizona.
Let's go with UCLA.
UCLA. I think Arizona is probably going to be the bottom team in the Pac-12 this year. I'm on UCLA. Utah at USC. This will be a good nighttime game.
I think so, and I'm going to go Utah here.
I'm also going Utah. New Mexico at San Diego State.
The Aztecs.
Yep, give me San Diego State all day. Florida State at North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Give it same here. North Carolina. South Carolina at Tennessee. Someone's got to win this one.
I think it's. I hate Tennessee. It's going to be Tennessee.
It's going to be Tennessee. I think South Carolina's going to be really bad this year. Notre Dame at Virginia Tech.
You know, it doesn't matter who's going to replace Ian Book at quarterback because Brian Kelly will trot out 5 different quarterbacks during a game, and somehow he'll patch together a win here. So Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. This is going to be a close game. Notre Dame quarterbacks seem to always just be passable.
Yeah,
like that's
pretty much.
LSU at Kentucky.
Go Tigers.
Yeah, go Tigers. LSU's winning this one. Boise State at BYU.
I feel like I've been picking a lot of BYU lately, but I'm going to deviate and go Boise State.
I'm going to go Boise. I think BYU still has a little bit of recovery to do. They lost a lot more than just Zach Wilson, too. North Texas at Missouri.
Pew, pew. Upset alert, North Texas.
Missouri's winning this one, but this is a very – watch out. Watch out, Missouri. Middle Tennessee at Liberty. Liberty.
They gotta go down at some point. Liberty.
I don't think they're going down this week though. Penn State at Iowa. Fucking watch out, Penn State. Night games, and I hope this is a night game. A night game in Kinnick is always scary.
Yeah, I really like what Franklin does at Penn State. I'm gonna go Penn State here.
I'm gonna take Iowa. I think they lose in a nail biter here. I know that's the easy pick there. UConn at UMass. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Is it possible that like this ends in a 0-0 tie? Let's go UMass.
I'm gonna go UConn. So this will be our game. This will be the Jimnasium's game. Alabama at Texas A&M.
Alabama just seems to, except for the year that Johnny Football, his 1 year where he was good at Texas A&M, Alabama's pretty well had their numbers, so I'm sticking with Bama.
And then we're Arkansas at Ole Miss.
Woo pig.
I hate this. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go Ole Miss here.
It's all right. I hate you, and I hate your stupid face. On to the next one.
That's fair. The last one we got here on the list: Georgia at Auburn.
Georgia rolls big time.
Yeah, Georgia fucking rolls this one. That'll do it for week 6 of college football and NFL action. We're going to end this night like we do most nights. We're going to live pick a couple bets for the week. Let's see how we do.
Woo-wee. Let's see.
We just had we're here on the end of the Hawks beating the 76ers.
I love it. I love seeing this because it's just with that happening, that I gotta say I'm gonna take the Suns over the Clips on the money line
for the next one.
Yeah, for the next one on Tuesday.
Okay, I like that.
And then I'm going to go. We don't have a line yet, of course, but I'm gonna go. So I'm gonna go Bucks on the money line against the Hawks.
I'm going to go the Suns and the spread -6 against the Clippers. And I am going to go, let's see. I'm going to go Portugal over France in the Europa League.
Oh, in the Euro?
The Euro 2020. I'm going Portugal money line against France because fuck the French.
Oh, what's the spread in that?
0.5 point.
Oh, give me France all day on that one.
Ooh, we're
Hammer time.
going against each other in all of these ones.
Yeah, I cheer for the honky motherland in these international tournaments. So
That's fair.
Vive la France.
Give me. Can't go hockey. Yeah, I want to go hockey. Give me the Lightning tomorrow.
I was looking at that one and thinking the same. I feel like the Lightning are probably.
Give me the Lightning in regulation.
Oh, okay. I would just do it. I would just do the money line. I'm not a sophisticated sports gambler by any means.
Doing it in regulation. Which, if you take them, it's instead of getting the minus, 190, you get minus 115. So those are my three. I'm taking the Suns money line, the Portugal on the money line, and the Lightning in regulation.
So I've got the Suns money line, I've got the Bucks money line, and then I've got France with the spread.
I love it. I fucking love it. That'll do it for this episode of the Jimnasium. We will see how these picks do throughout the week. Maybe I'll fucking actually be able to check in on them and be responsible, living in the garage and whatnot. Let's fucking go. We're having, Spring League is done, but the fucking European, I love the way they pronounce it, the European League of Football. It reminds me of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
I would have a feeling that they all make enough money that they could be classified as extraordinary gentlemen. They're most definitely fancy gentlemen.
Fucking brilliant. This will do it for this episode of the Jimnasium. Thank you, Chase, Lupine Fiasco, Sesums, living the horse life. Hope your back gets better, my friend. Tell the people where they can find you.
I'm on Twitter @OfOaklawn. Also, you can get my my picks for Belmont every day at justpickwinners.net. And I'll be on America's Best Racing show Friday, Always Be Racing, with our boy Blackjack Fletcher and Summer Rae, a.k.a. Danielle Monnier of the WWE.
Always Be fucking racing, folks. Check it out. You know what I'm up to. I've got a seltzer taste video coming out. I tried the out of office pack. I know Bud Light, these seltzer companies are coming out with these iced tea seltzers now. So I got to try these. 4th of July weekend, I actually have something planned. The video won't come out then, but I'm trying the Rocks Tequila Terramana for the first time. He has both the Blanco and the light and the dark style. I'm going to go through 2 bottles in this taste test, so it's going to be very intense. I'm bringing in people to help me with this, so I'm not doing this alone, so everyone will know this is done in a controlled environment. Make sure you only do this if you're a trained professional, which I am. I don't have it with me. I got an XFL ball, like an original prototype XFL ball they used to help develop them for the league from one of the players. I have a video coming out explaining everything about that. And then I have my workout video for May coming out because I'm getting fucking jacked for, I guess now, the UFL. I can get jacked for the USFL. I don't want to pay for the Spring League, so I'm not doing that. But maybe I'll try out for the European League of Football. Who fucking knows what I'm doing? I'm doing a lot. The Rampage is living on, always in the background. You'll see some shit. Maybe by the next time you see me, I might look different. Who fucking knows? You can find me everywhere. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, OnlyFans, XFL Gym. I'm everywhere, folks. Twitch @XFL_Gym. If you're watching this on Twitch, make sure you give it a like because I have editing streams going all the time. We're everywhere. There's a lot. That's a mouthful. This will do it for this episode of the Jimnasium. Thank you for listening, folks. Fucking love you guys. Stay #Garage Certified.